Yeah, thank you. Yeah? Yeah, Mama? Is it time for breakfast? Come on. It's time for breakfast. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Where's the booze? There's a boo man. Hi, boo. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Handsome Face. Good morning, Mr. Handsome Face. Are you ready for breakfast? Is it time for breakfast? Are you hungry? Come on, let's go. Let's go. Hey, Romeo. Romeo. Hi. Hello there, little man. What are you doing, buddy, huh? Good morning. That was a big stretch. Hi. Hello. You ready for your breakfast, bud? Hi. Look at you. You are such a sweet fella. You're a sweet little guy. You're so skinny, though. It's not going anywhere, buddy. You can take your time. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. I was rather disappointed with the whole live situation and the Pope's Exorcist last night, but I took the time this morning over my coffee to watch the movie. It was actually very good. I was really surprised. And I was even more surprised to see, and it says it in the description that this is inspired by actual files of Father Gabriel Emmerich, who was the chief exorcist of the Vatican. And there are apparently numerous books that this gentleman has written, and it kind of makes me curious to learn more. I've always been a firm believer that there are things beyond our human comprehension, and that there is obviously a spiritual realm out there that our human minds cannot fully process or fathom. So I may actually end up doing some more research on Father Amrith and the experiences that he's had. With the passing of my mother, I've had a lot of further, I'm trying to think, desire for connection to the spiritual side of our human presence, mainly because it's hard to really wrap one's mind around the prospect that this is the only thing that there is. And I understand that there are numerous texts and positions on the whole thing, but there are far too many things that I've seen, that I've heard, that I've had happen that could lend me such a narrow view of such a thing. And, this movie actually, does touch upon, things in that regard, that there is obviously something more than just the things that we experience in this life. So, yeah, it was good. And I'm really, really disappointed that I wasn't able to share it with you guys. But if you get the opportunity, it's actually a really good movie. I was surprised. The only downside is, there's a little portion at the end where the CG was really kind of awful. But, given the level of practical effects, the hand-on practical effects in the movie, all I can assume is with the CGI, by that point they had stretched their budget so thin that, they just kind of said, well, Nikes, let's just slap this together as best we can and just call it done, because we're at the very end of the movie anyway. So, yeah. it was good. It was very good. So now that I've had my coffee, I finished the movie, I've kind of put down my thoughts. I've got some stuff to do. I'm going to do some cleaning and kind of, I've got to do a store run to get stuff to, you know, prepare for my movie night with Nikki for later. She was talking about, oh yeah, movies and popcorn, but the last bag of popcorn that I had, I popped last night, and it was like a little individual serving size bag of popcorn. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to go rectify that. Okay, so just checking in on the whole movie night with Nikki thing. So I made dinner. Simply because I had to have dinner anyway, but I made a batch of my mom's chicken and rice, which is absolutely amazing, and I'll show it to you guys, I'm sure, at some point. It is so good. She used to make that stuff like a 9x13 pan of that stuff, and we used to eat on it for like 4 or 5 days. It was that good, though. It was really impossible to get tired of it. Nikki came over late because there was some stuff going on that she wasn't really expecting. She came over, ate dinner, and she was just like, girl, you have got to teach me how to cook. She was like, my mom never taught me how to cook. I would really like to learn how to cook. So there may be videos coming up of me and her in the kitchen, me trying to teach her how to cook. So that'll be fun. We ended up watching the Night of the Living Dead, the 1990 version that was actually in the poll, because she had never seen it before. But she said she loves zombies because her and her fella had been just finished watching like all the way through the Walking Dead series. Apparently they binged watched the holy moly out of it. She unfortunately did not finish the movie. She fell asleep like halfway into it. And then at the very end, she woke up and was telling me about the dream she had when she fell asleep. So she didn't even really get to see the ending, which was like, you know, kind of funny. But I mean, I wasn't really surprised that she fell asleep. I mean, she worked the night before. She only went home. She went home and slept for maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then she was back up and running again. And, you know, I don't falter that. You know, in my 20s, I did the same thing. I would literally work all night long and then stay up all day long and run errands. And then I would go out and act as DD for people and would literally stay awake like 36 hours straight. And then finally my body would be like, psh, lay down, heifer. So, yeah. I mean, it was totally fine. I mean, we had a good time. I told her that, you know, I had let you guys know that we were going to be watching a movie and doing a movie night. And she was like, oh, well, that's too bad. You know, if I'd had any idea, we could have done like a whole YouTube live thing. And I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah, we may do that at some point. But yeah, had a good time. I was really kind of bummed out that she fell asleep, I'm not going to lie, because I was really hoping that she would like Night of the Living Dead. I mean, I know, like, it has a slow start to it, but once you get enough of a point into it, you do kind of get invested in the story because all this stuff is going on and everybody's fighting with each other and all that stuff. But I figured, too, and I actually told her this, you know, when we were at the very beginning, that, you know, in the original 1968 version Night of the Living Dead, Dwayne Jones. Sorry, I started to say Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne Jones was actually the first African American male cast as a hero in a film in that time frame. You know, and he was the only person to live throughout the entire ordeal in the movie. Even though, you know, he still ended up dying at the very end, he survived the whole thing beyond all the other people in the house. You know, it was a really big step for Romero to do that. And, you know, I picked the 1990 version over the 1968 version because I like the changes in character development for the Barbara character in that. Because, I mean, yes, people will break down and lose their crap in, you know, moments of stress and danger and everything, but eventually your fight or flight kicks in and you're just kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight to try to help myself, even if it may not be successful. So, I mean, to me, the 1968 version of Night of the Living Dead was kind of, Barbara was a very two-dimensional character. Her fight or flight didn't kick in until like the last 5 minutes of the movie, and even then it just crumbled when her brother, as a zombie, showed up and snatched her up and he ate her. It's just like, that's not reality. It's not reality. It's like, what the fuck. Anyway, so that's what happened with all that. Her schedule and my schedule are kind of on opposites. She works every Sunday and Monday, and then I work every other weekend. So we're gonna set up something else soon, and maybe I'll get to do some videoing. And like I said, if it's not the movie thing, then it'll be like teaching her how to cook thing, because she said that's something she really wanted to learn how to do, because she like inhaled 2 plates of the chicken and rice that I made, and then asked for some to take with her. The other thing that I had her try too, and she was like, no, I don't really want anything sweet. I was like, here, just try a bite of this. I gave her a bite of that chocolate peanut butter mousse that I make, the protein mousse, and she was just like, she took a bite of it. She was like, "Ooh, that's really dark. That's got a lot of dark chocolate taste to it." I said, "Well, yeah, it does." And then she was like, "Oh, let me just get one more bite." And then she had another bite. And then she was like, "Oh, wait, just one more bite, just one more bite." And what ended up happening with that is she actually, I said, "Do you want to take some of this home with you too?" And she was like, "Oh, yes, please. Yes, please." So, she was like, "You're a really good cook." And I tell her the same thing I tell everybody. I'm like, I didn't become a fat girl for no reason. I come from a family of Southern cooks, and I love the hell out of some food, always have. My being in a smaller body is not going to change that. So, yeah, had a good time. Okay, y'all, so I know I mentioned on live stream the other night that I bought honeysuckle soap off of a young lady from Etsy, and that it was amazing, and that if you guys dig honeysuckle, this girl is going to be your go-to. So I got a redelivery because I had to reorder it, and it came today, and I just wanted to show you guys the soap. It's from Keisha's Artful Garden. Okay, and it comes in this cute little bag, and it has this cute little tie thing on it and all that. But sorry about the crinkling. I'm trying to do this one-handed, not very successfully. So it's got this little cutesy little tag on it there. And on the back, it gives you your ingredients, which is very simple. Saponified oil of olive, coconut, sweet almond, sunflower, cocoa and shea butter, yellow Brazilian clay, fragrance, phthalate-free, Himalayan pink salt, dried calendula petals. And this stuff, oh my God, it smells amazing. The bag, the exterior bag, the shipping bag, as soon as I tore the seal on it, man, the smell of honeysuckle just kind of, whoom. But it's a very pretty soap. Let me see if I can take this little exterior dealio off here so that I can show you guys, because it is just as pretty as it smells, realistically. Let's see. Come on, thing. There we go. Okay, so now that I got it, as you can see here, it's cut like in a waffle sort of pattern. And you can see the flower petals in it, but the side of it, look at the side of it. How pretty is that? Oop, hang on. There we go. How pretty is that? So it looks pretty. It smells pretty. Unbelievable. So she does have several other scents. If you like handmade soap that doesn't have a lot of additives, and most of the stuff that's in it is natural, that's going to be the way to go. Just kind of zip back to where I showed you her card. Artful Garden on Etsy, and she does like lotions and soaps and all this other stuff. And yeah, just thought you guys would want to see it now that I got a brand new bar, because the bar that's in the shower is a lot of the texture's pretty well gone. There was just a little bit left of it. So that's what I got. So y'all, I don't know if you guys remember when I did the house tour, there was a pantry that I said that I wasn't going to open, that I was going to use it as bulk storage, and that I was still working on it. Well, I'm done. As done as I'm going to get for now. I'm probably going to at some point take everything out of it and repaint the inside of it, but you know, at this point more than anything, I'm just trying to make it functionable and accessible, and I'm here. Got it now. So let me show you guys. Okay, so this is it. Floor to ceiling. What I did is I put in these trays here that slide out, that make it where I can see everything, because as you can see back there, these cabinets are very long and narrow, and sorry about the top up there. Like I said, I got to repaint. It's like going into Narnia to try to get anything out of the cabinets. So I put those slider trays in, and then I put in lights, and they are remote controlled, so that I can, you know, turn them off, turn them on, turn them up, turn them down, schedule how long they're to stay on for. And I'm going to, let me turn that off. And I'm going to take some Velcro and just stick that there so that it's right there where I need it. So yeah, projects, and I can scratch one off my list. I've got plenty more to go, so guess I'll kind of update you as they happen. Hey, also, let me tell you, some time back, I found a company, Project Repat, and what they do is they take like your t-shirts or uniforms or clothing and stuff, and they remake them into blankets. And I had umpteen bazoodle concert t-shirts that I've accumulated over the years of going concerts with Mom, with Daniel, and by myself, whoever else. Today my quilt came back, so I wanted to show that to you guys. Okay, so this is basically a large, this is supposed to be a large throw. See, it's even hanging off the bed. I've got it laid across the bed, but I used panels, from front and back panels from all these various t-shirts, and then they stitched them all together. Now, you have to pay extra, but here's what I did too. I added photo panels. That's me, Damien, and Daniel from Jimmy Buffett, which Jimmy Buffett t-shirt is there, and then the other Jimmy Buffett t-shirt is there. Me and Mom at Kenny Chesney, which they happened to just put, not Kenny Chesney, Tim McGraw, sorry, and they just happened to put Tim McGraw exactly beside it. I mean, I couldn't have worked that, they couldn't have worked that out any better if they tried. This was me at the Kiss concert that me and Daniel went to some years back. There is me and Daniel at Skillet, and then the Skillet shirt is there. And then me, Lexi, Belle, and Brenda and Mom at Gulf Coast, and there's several of the shirts that are from that particular night. Gretchen Wilson, Kid Rock. Lady A was one that I went to with Mom in Atlanta. Old Dominion and Gary Allen were Gulf Coast. Jason A was one that we went to in Albany. Kenny Chesney we went to in Jacksonville several times. Zach Brown was me and Mom and Kayla in Tallahassee. And here we are again. See, here's me and Mom at Tim McGraw. There's Tim McGraw. There's Tim McGraw. That's actually the same shirt. So, yeah. This is supposed to be a large throw, guys. I mean, it costed extra because of the fact that I added all of these photo panels. but who cares? I didn't want to throw these shirts away. These shirts were not cheap when I bought them. You know, no concert merch ever is. And they were taking up a lot of space, and I didn't know what else to do with them, and I wanted to be able to have something to hold on to, you know. The back of it, let me show you the back of it. The back of it is basically just solid flannel, and it's very nicely made. All the stitching is really done really well. They have all the seams in the back. You can feel that they're reinforced stitch, so that's nice. But yeah, if you've got stuff like this and you want something to do with it, these are this is really good quality, you know, really good quality. So yeah.